Greetings, everybody. I wondered if it would be beneficial to sell some shares a day before earnings came out and then buy back in after the results. So here's a simple scenario with what I found. Let's say we start off with two shares that cost us $90 each. Our total cost basis is therefore $180. And for simplicity, let's say we don't have a gain or a loss on the position yet, which of course is unrealistic since stock prices are always moving. Now let's say the earnings are coming out tomorrow and we're not too sure that the results are going to be good. So we sell one or half of the shares and we're left with one share worth $90. If the results are good and the stock goes up to $95 per share, our gain would be $5 for the one share we have, whereas we would have had a $10 gain if we had kept both shares. But if the results are bad and the stock goes down to $85, then our loss is only -$5 compared to -$10 if we had kept all of the shares. So the first basic result is, if you sell some of your shares before earnings, your gains won't be as much if it's a good day, but your losses won't be as much if it's a bad day. But let's dig deeper. Let's say in each scenario, whether it was a good day or a bad day after earnings, you buy your share or shares back at the new price. Your new cost basis under the positive day would go up to $92.50 for two shares, and the cost basis under the bad day would go down to $87.50 for two shares. Now let's say from here, the stock eventually goes up by 3%, whether that takes a week or 3 months. Then let's compare our gains and losses from selling and buying back in versus just holding. If we had sold and bought back in after positive earning results, our gains would be $10.70, whereas if we had just held on, our gain would have been $15.70. For the negative day, if we had sold and bought back in afterwards, we would have still ended up with a 10-cent gain after its new 3% rise, whereas if we had held on and never sold, we would have still ended up with a -$4.90 loss even after the new 3% gain. So apparently, in this very simple scenario, if you just hold, you can end up with a big gain or a smallish loss. And if you sell some shares before earnings and then buy back in, you can end up in positive territory even if the results were bad, as long as it eventually recuperates some percentage points. Whereas, again, simply holding will still leave you in negative even after it recuperates some of those percentage points. In conclusion, this video isn't to encourage you to engage in this tactic. It's simply some food for thought and something that I was curious about.